body's starting to receive the ground. Let's take a moment to scan through our body parts to help us get started off in a good relaxed way. So any body part that I name, try to imagine easing into that spot. And as we move on, you leave it relaxed. So starting off with the feet, the calves, thighs, hips, abdomen, chest, arms and hands, shoulders and neck, and the face, nice and relaxed. This relaxation helps to ease us in toward our intention for class today, which is taking on some of the aspects of water. Water flows, and so it's not rigid. It's constantly changing shape. It's constantly changing form. And it's that reminder to us that I'm never the same person. Every day I've learned something new. And so my choices the next day could be different than the choices I would have done today. And so we're constantly moving and flowing like that. Also imagine how powerful water is. If you think of the arroyos here, when there's a flash flood, there could be a 10-foot wall of water all of a sudden that appears out of nowhere. And there is nothing a human standing there in the ditch could do to prevent being taken and swept away by the water. So as we're moving in toward our strong poses today, think of that wall of water, how powerful it is. And it's almost like we're channeling that water to help us have strength moving forward. And perhaps we're taking an aspect of focusing on water to help kind of support the flow of water toward us in this desert environment. So with all these ideas of water flowing with us, let's go ahead and get our bodies started moving. We'll start off with the knees coming into the chest. Let those hips rock around for a moment. Part of this aspect of using water today is that we'll have movements that are constantly flowing, constantly in motion, never exactly settling down. And so the first thing we're going to do is allow both legs to reach up to the sky. The inner thighs are squeezed together almost like a mermaid tail, and the hands are on the floor by the hips. So from here, let the legs start to trace a very small circle like a tennis ball, clockwise, and the next one is counterclockwise, constantly switching back and forth. And just keep it small for a few rounds. Like a little eddy in the water. Now, if you'd like the circle to get bigger, that's fine, maybe about a beach ball size, but you don't have to. You could just stay at that nice small size. This is taking on that circular aspect of water. So either stay here, or if you want to make it bigger one more time, we'll go for 3 more circles to each direction. 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, and 1. Beautiful. Bending the knees, place a hand on each knee, or even slide down toward the shins, and allow yourself to rock the hips, maybe even wider, even more turbulent than the one we took right at the beginning. Good. From here, both hands shift around the left leg. The right leg straightens up to the sky. It circles down toward the ground. And as it travels in, our hands are going to go around that right knee. So find this type of a circular flowing motion. Circling down and in, up, down, and in. Start to let our breath flow with us. Exhale through the hard part. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So from here, I've got my hands around the back of the right thigh. Let it stretch up to the sky. Left foot can just rest on the ground for a moment. And let this be in constant motion, even through the stretches. So maybe we just let the toes wiggle out. Getting into any tightness that's there. Or maybe the way that we flow here is letting the knee go back and forth between a slight bend shape and a more straightening shape. Or maybe there's other simple movements that we can add onto this easeful pace. Allow ourselves to release this right foot and then hands around the left thigh. Same thing, it can be toes. Focus on ankle perhaps. Maybe the bending and the straightening of the leg. Another good breath in. And exhale, drop this foot down. From here, hands are around the back side of the head. We're adding that flow aspect here by constantly switching up how the motion goes. So first we take a normal crunch, lift the head, try to lift as much of the back off the ground as possible and roll back to the ground. The second half is the knees. They come in, out, and down. And then the third aspect is touching elbows to knees, extending out and down again. Good, so adding those three things. So first just the upper body crunching, then just the lower body, and then both together. Let's take a few more rounds with all three of those. A few more cycles of everything. One more if we're doing okay. Good. Releasing the hands, arms spread open to left and right. Legs can go back up to the sky. This motion will be tilting the legs partway to one side and then tilting the legs partway to the other side. If this is getting to be too much for the back muscles, you can always bend it. That'll make it a little bit easier. So just choose and then just be in continual flow. Nice. Inhale, exhale, return. Inhale, exhale, return. 2 more each side. Good. Hips back to the center. Open up the legs. Rest the hands on the inner thighs. If the legs get a little bit fatigued, just let them bend. Otherwise, nice straight legs will help us include a couple of different muscle groups through hamstrings. And this can absolutely be in stillness, but you could also add in the ankle rolls or a slight rocking of the hips left and right, or even a purposeful bending and then straightening of the legs back and forth. So whatever feels good, we've got a few more breath cycles. Good. Letting the legs open back up. Now our cycle goes like this. Inhale, reach up above head. Exhale, reach through the legs. And then when the arms come back up, the legs come together. When the legs open back up, reach through the legs. And legs and arms. So going for 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. Last one. Good. As we bend the knees, set the feet about as wide as the mat. And let the windshield wiper start to take over. Knees left and knees right. Choose the speed that feels best to help these muscles recover. Next time the knees are to the left, let them stay. You can bring left ankle up if that works. Other one. That's it. You got it. If that bugs the knees at all, don't feel like you have to keep that. Just about 3 breath cycles here. Imagine as we're in stillness for just a moment, it's almost like we've stepped a foot into the water, and you can realize that the water is constantly changing. The water in any moment will never be the same as the next moment. So then we'll take that ankle off, knees over to the other side. Perhaps right ankle up as long as that's okay for knees. An aspect of constant change means we can forgive ourselves for making a mistake today because we can choose better tomorrow. We're a different person. Likewise, we can forgive other people because they can also change. So good inhale. Exhale, release the ankle. If a few bonus windshield wipers feels called for, absolutely take them. Beautiful. And then when the legs end back up in stillness, make sure you've got a good placement, kind of close to the glutes. This little flow that we'll take, we'll start off with hands by our hips. We're going to lift the hips up into bridge pose. When we roll back down, reach the arms up overhead, take an inhale. Exhale, touch the arms to the outer part of the left thigh as the knees come in. Extend the toes out, reach back overhead. Exhale, touch the outer part of the other thigh. Reach back overhead. Hands go down, feet go down, back to bridge pose. Hips lift and lower. Arms up overhead. Let's go for left thigh and out. Right thigh, out. and down. Bridge, and down. Arms up overhead. Maybe switch sides if you like. Making sure that you include both. And down for bridge. Side. Side. And down. Let's go 3 more sets. Bridge. And down. Side. Side. And ground. 2 more. Last set, bridge, and down, side, side, and rest. Good work. Let's take the right ankle up onto left thigh. You're good. So right ankle up onto left thigh. Once we're there, we can spread the arms around that left side. And find the slight motions that are helpful here. So maybe this is a left and right rocking. Maybe it's a little pulse pulling in and relaxing back out. If your clasp is around the thigh, you could also let that left leg go up and down. Whatever, just gentle, slow, flowing actions work. That's what we welcome in. And take 2 more breaths. Gentle release, right foot down so that left ankle can come up. When we take that side, find whatever the flow wants to do. Okay, so as we release from there, uncross the ankle, let's open up to a huge figure X on the ground. And this motion will go opposite arm and opposite leg. So perhaps right arm, left leg starts. You start with the elbow and knee touching. Extend back out, and then straight arm and straight leg. Good. Once we've gotten that side twice, then second side. Four. And 3. And 2. Last one each side. Good. As you release, let's roll over to the side body that allows you to see me easiest. We're taking the shape of a banana, so the legs are slightly forward of the torso. You can rest the head on the upper arm or support the head with that hand, whatever's working best. And then bringing this top leg up level with the hip, we keep the leg straight as it slowly kicks forward, and then bend the knee. Send the leg back to straightness from behind. Keep the leg straight as it sweeps forward. Bend to go back. 3 more to that direction. 3. Imagine we're stirring the water up. 2. And 1. Good. Pause. Now we reverse it by letting the knee bend to go forward. Keep it straight as it goes back. And here's 4. And back. Bend to go straight. 3. Keep this front arm firm, trying to minimize movement of shoulders. Last 1. And back. And then let the legs rest for a moment. So from here, the top leg is going to do a huge circle as wide as we possibly can go. It'll go forward, up, back as much as the hip can, and then back around. So we'll go 5 to that direction. So again, firmness with this front hand, and then sweep it forward as much as you can around and back. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And just rest the thigh. And finally, small circles. So this is just kind of playing with the eddies again. So float the leg. Here we're going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse the direction. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bend the knees. Press our way up. Grab the hand on that's closer to the ankles onto that side, and then reach your further hand up and over. As we come back around, swing the legs to the other side. Choose the way that you can support the head the best. Thighs are slightly in, then the rest of the torso's angle. We've got that firm hand on the ground in front of us. Top leg lifts up level with the hip. Keep it straight as it sweeps forward. Bend it to extend back, and then sweep forward. Bend to go back. 3, 2, and 1. Pause when you go back, then we can reverse it. So bend to go forward now. Keep it straight as you sweep back. Bend to go forward and sweep back. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Rest it down for a few breaths. If each element were to have a shape, I would say that the shape of water is more of this circular thing. It's more of that bubble that just kind of wants to be. Okay, so now we've got the huge circle 5 times. The direction goes forward, up, back, and around. So firm your shoulders, trying to minimize movement there. Then sweep forward, back, up, and down. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Rest for a moment. And last but not least, lifting the top leg up level with the hips, small circles, going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Rest it down, bend the knees in. Pressing our way up. The hand that's closer grabs to the ankle. The hand that's further reaches up and around. Okay, as we come back around, let's lower onto our bellies. And so we'll do different motions that are similar to swimming in water. So the first one, just let your hands rest under the shoulders. We'll work on the legs first. And so the legs, one is going to lift and lower, and then the other one lifts and lowers. So it's that simple motion. You can keep on going right at this pace, almost like a little march, nice and steady. You could also have both legs constantly flowing, constantly kicking. So whatever your back and your legs feel like they can handle, take that type of a swimming with the legs. If you're still doing okay, 3 more deep breath cycles. In and out. In, out. 1 more. And out. Good. Bring the hands to stack so that the forehead has something to rest onto without swishing nose. As we head to the second side, this will now be the upper body. We'll start to extend the arms forward. This one's quite a bit harder, so maybe there will be people who can paddle the arms, but for the most part, it might just be right arm lifting and left arm lifting. Try to engage that back. Use it with the exhale. Let's go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As you slide your hands back in, notice which hand wants to go on top and try to switch it out. Rest the forehead down. Okay, as we're setting up for the next one, our hands go under the shoulders. When we lift, the motion will go like this. We lift the hands, they circle forward, up and around, legs are also lifted, and drop. So it's an inhale, lift, circle, exhale, lower. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Hand stack for another rest. We've got one more type of swimming left. Now as the arms go back forward, this one will be opposite arm and opposite leg lifting at the same time. So right arm, left leg, and left arm, right leg. Once again, you can choose to stick with a slow, steady pace. If at any point, even just for a few rounds, you want to try just the constant paddling, you could try it out. If you ever want to return back to the slow, steady, that's great. Nothing wrong with that at all. So here's 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Let's head to a shoulder stretch before we finish. And so bring the right arm in front of the left arm. They're both parallel with the top of the mat. And then each hand walks off that respective edge of the mat. This makes the elbows cross past midline. And then when the arms are really crossed like this, we don't want to gag ourselves. So see if you can tuck your chin and then rest that down. The shoulders are opening themselves up from this. If you don't feel that part of it, you can always bump the elbows just slightly forward, and usually that will get me into it if I'm not there already. So just enjoy this a couple of breaths. Okay, start to back the elbows in. So right now we've got the right arm in front. Before we switch to left arm in front, take the right straight arm immediately off to that right side. Let the right cheek rest down, and then press into the left hand until you lift up to the shoulder stretch. So it could be a different amount for everybody depending on how tight your shoulder is. Some people even need to take the top leg to plant on the ground behind them to feel it, but not everybody's there, so it just depends on your shoulder. Take another good breath in. With the exhale, hips return to the ground, going back up like a sphinx. This time, left arm crosses in front, right arm is behind. Continue to walk each hand off that edge. And then once you feel the shoulders opening, it's kind of spreading the shoulder blades away from one another. Then perhaps try to find a way to rest the chin down, still being able to breathe. One more breath in, and then exhale, walk it back up, left arm to the left, left cheek down, press into the right hand until you're maybe stacking hips, maybe top leg is rotating behind, but don't go that far if you get to the shoulder stretch much before this place. Okay, lowering hips down, bring one hand under each shoulder. 10 times strengthening the back muscles. Inhale to lift arms to hover, legs to hover. Exhale down. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. Good. Head back into a child pose. So the back muscles really relaxing nice and long. Okay, let's head up onto hands and knees. We're going to take the kneeling pose of some of the leg stuff that we did earlier. So this has to start off from a half moon pose. We're going to leave the right hand down and the right knee down. I like to swivel the right toes off that right edge of the mat just to help the legs prop me up a little bit. Start to see how you can do about stacking your left hip, stacking your left shoulder. The hand can rest at the hip if that feels okay. And this might be about all you can balance. If you're doing okay with the balance, let's start to add some of the small circles, about a tennis ball size. So going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause, and reverse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now from here, 3 kicks forward, 1, 2, 3, 3 kicks back, 1, 2, 3. And just repeat that 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, dropping left hand down, left leg is still floating. From here, we bend the left knee into the chest. And then when we extend the leg out behind us, set the foot right above the knee and pump up and down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knee into chest. Rotate the foot up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 more sets. Knee and up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now step that left foot to the outside of left hand. As we start to sink the hips forward, this will set us up for kind of a half chaturanga. We can't go all the way to the ground, but keeping the hips sinking forward, we're going to bend the elbows and lower as much as we have the strength for, and then press. So getting that gentle arm strength. I do the exhale with the press. If the wrists are taking too much here, you can always turn it into fists and complete the next couple of rounds. Try to go 3, 2, 1. And just rest into the hip, whether we're staying on wrists or maybe the right elbow can drop to the ground. Good. Coming back up onto hands. Bring this foot to the middle of the mat and then let the leg go straight. You get to relax up and over that left leg. Okay, let's start to send this left knee down. Left toes off the left edge, left hand down. Try to take the half moon pose from kneeling. If you have the balance decently, let's take the 10 little circles. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then 3 kicks forward, 3 kicks back. 4, 3, 2, last one. Right hand down, and right knee to the nose. Swing it up, flipping up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 4 sets. And up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here's 3, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Set that right foot to outside of right hand. As we start to sink the hips forward, we go for our little half chaturanga and then press into the arms, building up that arm strength. If at all possible, try to keep the elbows pointing back when they bend, and then a gentle rise. So let's take 3, 2, 1, and then just ease into the hip, maybe lower to left elbow, maybe not. Okay, starting to lift up, bring this foot to the center, and then the leg gets to go straight. Help to stretch through all those muscles on the whole backside of the leg. Another good inhale. Exhale when this leg starts to come back. Let's work our way to sit. Our toes will be pointed in front of us, and we're going to grab onto each heel or each ankle, whatever is easy-ish to grab onto. And then from here, we extend the right leg as straight as it can. And then left leg. Working through a slow flow as we're starting to ease toward more of the flexible part of class, more of the lengthening, helping our body to make sure that it continues these qualities of ease and flow, even though we're becoming much more with the aspects of structure and stability and strength. So one more each side. And then when we rest the bottoms of both feet together, let the spine lift up tall and continue to ease forward toward cobbler. The neck wants to be loose. This is a good chance to work out some of the tension there. From here, as the posture goes up nice and tall, let's take this right shin. We're going to cradle it out. So maybe it's just a hand on the knee and the foot. Maybe you can go a little bit deeper. Posture tries to lift up, and then let's rock this right hip out. Kind of easing into some of those deep connection areas in the hip. Sliding the right hand to the outside of that right foot. Left hand just props us up. Swing that knee back, and then extend the foot forward as deep as it can go. Just 2 more of those. Last one, bend and straighten, and then take this right ankle up onto the left thigh. You could go anywhere from having hands resting behind you to pushing that right knee open, maybe sliding the bottom foot in to increase the steepness of the angle, or even hugging around. You've got lots of options, so find whatever's working for that hip. And now the bottom foot, that left one, slides out long. Once it slides out, try to see if your knee would be okay with stacking on top of the other knee. If that hurts at all, just flip it down to the inside instead. But from this funky arrangement, try to let your spine just easefully travel forward. It's going to restrict the amount that you can go forward, so it's not about forcing it. What this does is include the hips in a whole different way. So just to whatever extent you have, take a few good breaths. Okay, as the spine rises up, take that right foot to the inside, left leg opens out a bit further. Hands can drop to the floor. This one does let us ease quite a bit deeper. From here, last thing, let's start to walk the hands to surround that left leg. This pulls our low back muscles toward a little bit deeper stretch on the right side. Okay, as we rise up, now we can start to cradle out this left shin. So maybe hold on with hand and foot. Maybe it goes up to wrist or forearm or elbow. Posture's trying to straighten as much as we can, and then we can rock it out. Left hand grabs the outside of the foot. Half happy baby, pull it back. And reach it up. 2. And 1. Good. Start to plant the right foot and then set this ankle on top. This is any of those things that we want you to play with it. We can push, we can slide it in, anything that helps that hip to have a good experience. Okay, so now this bottom foot, the right one, slides long. Try to see if the knee's happy to stack on top. If not, just slide it open and then continue to relax the spine forward. Imagine how water just kind of fills in the little cracks. sometimes that's all that we're doing, is trying to explore some of these deeper spots that we don't always hit. And we're trying to ease into those areas as well. As posture lifts, slide the left foot free, right leg goes open, and one more chance to go forward. Eventually working toward the straight leg. And as we ease out of that, imagine our journey to Shavasana here is as easy as a waterfall. It's simply one level changing to another level. So if there's any last poses that will help you ease toward Shavasana, take them. If your body's already ready, let the waterfalls happen and just go right into Shavasana. And when you're in Shavasana sooner or later, the image that might be helpful is imagining that you're on a surfboard, and with each breath you take, it's almost like a very soft wave rocking you. So just enjoying the breath. Let's ease our way toward this relaxing meditative state. Begin to deepen the inhales and the exhales. Introducing little movements back to fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. Stretching out like we're waking up first thing in the morning. And perhaps little stretches, fetal position. Or a few breaths from now, maybe rising all the way up. So as we join our hands together in front of our heart, think of different qualities of water that we've flown through in class. So different qualities of water, perhaps the strength of the water, perhaps the ease of the water, perhaps the flexibility and the ever-changing nature. So whatever aspect of water speaks to you the most right here, let's try to head into the rest of our day maintaining that quality of water with us. So with that idea to help lead us on, we can wrap up the time we got to share together with the sound of Om. Deep inhale now. May we be filled with light, happiness, and peace. Namaste.